Hello, my friends. Here's a question that I was asked. Do you all train in knives and dancers savate? Of course we do. I grew up with a family within that learned cipota. Okay, cipota is the Basque element of fighting. Is Basque similar to savate? Yes, it is. Similar. It's older, I would say. Okay, what people think of savate now is book francais, and I'm not going to get into that. There's plenty of videos that I've talked about what it is here. What I'm getting into, do we train in knife? Yes. The first two people that taught me how to use a knife was my uncle Hector Chapa and my uncle Isidro Chapa. Then, of course, later on, my father taught me some things. Then when I went to France, my professor Paturel, Jean-Paul Viviani, and another individual that taught me to use a knife was Professor Salvani. Okay? And the reason we did that was it was more of a trust basis. In savate, you don't learn how to use a knife from the beginning. You gain trust learning it. But that's another story for me to tell you. I lived the life of a saboteur, still live it. That's what I do. That's what I've been doing now for 50 years. Okay? Imagine that. I started at the age of 6. I'll be 56 right now, this year. So 50 years. People always ask, what are the knife fightings? Do you do the Navaja style fighting knife? Do you do the Bowie? Do you do the Gypsy? Do you all kinds of stuff coming out there, especially in the internet and everything else that we have, okay? And what we have is, I'm going to show you some blades of what a knife is in Spanish, in Castilian, and what a Navaja is in Spanish, in Castilian. Well, the word Navaja and the word Cuchillo is the same thing, okay? Some people refer to a Navaja as a folder and a Cuchillo as a what? Fixed blade, okay? People will say, well, that's not a Cuchillo. This is actually from the Philippines. But in Mexico, I've seen knives just like this, and they call them machetes, okay? But it's still a Cuchillo. Still a long knife, okay? Now, a machete is considered a cuchillo, and it also has what type of element in it? It's that particular type of knife called a machete. And there's millions of different types of machetes throughout Texas to Chile and the Caribbean, and of course everywhere the Spaniards were at, they left some form of long knife. So there's many names for them. But let's talk a little bit about what a Navaja is. This is a Navaja, and this is a Cuchillo. This is Corsican. Actually, this is Spanish. This is from Andalusia. This is French, la gueule. Okay? It's also a Navaja, a Cuchillo, and in French, couteau. Okay? And note what happens here. It doesn't have a lock. So the way you use it, you usually put it with a finger in the back, and the blade is up. So a lot of stuff that you do is blade up. Okay? For you guys to know. Oh wow, look what I have. I have a brand Frank knife. This is also a Cuchillo, and this is also a Navaja. But this is a modern version of what things have happened in the last 2 centuries with the evolution of technology and so on and so forth. So is this a Navaja, this a Cuchillo, this a knife, this a couteau? It's the same thing. Okay? Now, here's another. La gueule. French, again. No lock. Okay? What is this? This is a Navaja? Oh, it's like the gypsy knives. No, this is a French knife. Everybody uses this knife. You carry this knife. This knife is for paring. This knife is if you go out and you want to cut a little slice of apple, you want to whittle away, all right? You want to defend yourself with it. This is what is used, okay? A lot of the systems of Europe are blade up. See, it's a transversal blade. It's not this, it's not the saber, it's not the holy roller of the 18th century, 14th century Spanish style dagger of so-and-so. Listen, all that bullshit aside, when you have one in your hands and danger's coming after you, are you willing to use it or defend yourself or run? Very simple. Navaja, cuchillo. Navaja, Cuchillo. This is Corsican. Navaja, Cuchillo. Okay, Coteau in French. This, my friends, is a Spanish blade. In Laredo, this was known as the lengua de gallo, because it specialized in a certain way to do it. And how you used to hold it was in this fashion. Okay? We used to poke the lungs. You box, it was poked through the lungs. It went right through the ribs. It's called a lengua de gallo. Okay? Now, here's the famous Navaja, the gypsy blade that people say, this is from Spain. But people out there are claiming that this is a specific type of knife. No, a Navaja, Cuchillo is the same thing. And who used this? Anybody that would carry. Did the gypsies use it? Probably so. Probably they also had a different type of blade. But it was made famous. People were selling it. It's called marketing. That's what they do. This is a long blade. Why is it long? Because when I block with it, it better be the size of my forearm when I go inside. Understand? That's how you can tell that this was more of a field blade knife for fighting. Okay? Any blade is for defense, right? Now here's another one called a Vendetta from Corsica. See the size of that? Again, see the difference? If I go inside on somebody, if I block somebody, that's going to carry me in. Okay? So again, from Corsica, and in Spanish, it's known as either as a Navaja or a Cuchillo, and all the other names that come with it are just differences in marketing, differences in time, and that's what it's all about. Now, the way you fight and use them is different in Spain as the way you do here, as the way we did with the Zacatipa. They're all a little bit different in what you're trying to do, okay? See, this is a lock. You have to be able to open it with your fingers. Okay? You did not have any push button. You did not have any springs. Okay? From here. Okay? It's locked. Okay? The locks came of age. They say in Spain the locks came of age just before World War I. I don't know. Haven't been there. But most of the blades in Europe, from Portugal to Italy, they open and close by themselves. Okay, I hope this was educational. I'm making fun of anybody, but let's get things straight, folks. Reality is reality, and that's the way it is. If you want to hold your knife, and you want to go out there, there's your knife, and fight in that fashion, go for it. Be my guest, okay? If you want to upside down, reverse, in the middle, whatever style that you have that you're good at and you're going to defend yourself with, please do so, okay? But don't say that, you know what, this right here is a Japanese samurai sword because they sold it to me as a Japanese samurai sword, and it's not. Can it be used as a sword? Depending on the size of the person. But this, if you go to anywhere here in Texas and in Mexico, it will be known as a machete, even though it's Filipino. Okay? All right, guys. If you like this, share. If you want to get more information, ask questions, please do so, and we'll take it from there. Until next time, much peace. You all stay safe, be safe, and continue training.